And we are joined now by Tom Antczak. He is the head men and women's cross-country coach at UW-Platteville. Tom, we have been talking a lot of WIAA state tournament news today with all the excitement. Before we get into your program at UW-Platteville, can you reflect a little bit on the WIAA state tournament and how that really feeds into your program at Platteville?
Well, of course, the weather this year was much better than last, which is always helpful, but it's just always a great display of the track and field talent in the state of Wisconsin. And of course, most of our conference coaches are up there looking at talent, looking at kids they've got coming in next fall, as well as potentially down the road a year or two. So it's just a great event.
As you mentioned, many of those kids now going on to the collegiate level. Catch us up to speed a little bit on the state of the program at UW-Platteville.
Well, we are always trying to get better, as is everyone. I think our program has been pretty successful. This year we were 7th in the nation at the the NCAA Division III Track and Cross Country Championships. I was fortunate enough to have a young man, Ian Lemire, win the 10,000 meters at that event, so that was always exciting.
You mentioned Ian Lemire, a standout this year. Tell us a little bit about what goes into his season, maybe behind the scenes for some of us who just noticed him at the NCAA tourney. Tell us a little bit about his season and what got him to the level he was at to perform.
Well, he's an extremely hard worker, as you would imagine. He's also learned that being an athlete is not a 2 to 3 hour a day job, it's a 24-hour a day job. That is to say, he's an athlete 24 hours a day. He eats right, he gets to sleep, he takes care of his schoolwork so that it doesn't become an outside interference and a stress. He's just very dedicated and has a very, very positive attitude. No sooner did he win the 10,000, and he was also entered in the 5,000, and he wanted to know what I thought his chances were of winning that. So he's just a very positive kid and very dedicated.
Well, success is no stranger to you guys at UW-Platteville. You hear the expression, don't mess with success. Tell us a little bit about the stability of your program over the last 15 years.
Well, we've had quite a few All-Americans. In fact, the number of male All-Americans on the cross-country side, we've had more than any other conference school, as well as that's also true of our middle distance individual event All-Americans. We've had the most individual event All-Americans, and when you combine them with our women's, we're number 2 in the conference, and we are, as you've already said, the most successful conference in the United States, so we're doing pretty well there. As far as, I've been there 23 years, I'll be entering my 24th season, so there's consistency in coaching, but I certainly don't do the same thing from year to year to year. I'm always looking for new things to add. We were probably one of the first programs to use the stability balls, or sometimes called the Swiss balls, the foam rollers, the massage sticks. We do mental training twice a week, always trying to tweak a little bit and get the edge on the competition.
Well, you have done a tremendous job with that program. Thanks for joining us today. Again, that is Tom Antczak. And that will do it for this very special edition of the Sports News covering the WIAA State Tournament. We want to give a heartfelt congratulations not only to the state champions, but also all of the participants as student athletes. It was a tremendous year. Be sure to stay tuned for the Sports News this next week for continued coverage of girls softball as well as girls soccer. Thanks for joining us.